We are live, Facebook. Welcome, R. Christian Minson here at Rythmia Life Advancement Center, Guanacaste, Costa Rica, coming to you on a beautifully overcast and rainy day here in Costa Rica. It's rainy season has started, and it's the beautiful season because everything plumps up lush and green. If you are joining on the recording, note that we spent about 4 minutes or so just introducing people, talking, saying hi, saying where you're from, getting used to using the chat bar, all that kind of stuff. So cut into about 4 minutes, and then we'll get to the content. If you're joining me live, say hi, give me some likes and thumbs up, little hearts, whatever it is that's gonna make me feel like I'm actually speaking with people instead of just to a random camera. I see some people joining on today. Claudia Colorizo, welcome. Regina Jean Jacobs, who is here. So not only is she in the program, but she's watching the Facebook Live at the same time. Beautiful Tom. Hey, Tom. Linda Young. Hey. Tom saying hey. Linda saying hey. I'm glad to see you guys here. Both alumni. Tyler Adams, welcome. Claudia, you're in North Carolina? I did not know that. Sydney, hey there. Kevin Peterson, Mary Brewer, Goose, hey, wow. A lot of names from the past. So far, looks like more alumni than new folk, and that's all right. This Rythmia Live serves two purposes. One, if you're a new person, sort of gets you acquainted with me, this particular one, but we do on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you get to know the people here at Rythmia, so you feel like you've got some friends and family before you even arrive. And of course, if you've been here and you're watching these, you know, this is part of the self-maintenance routine. Just because, well, one of the great sayings here is, Sarah tells us on Wednesday night after her ceremony, 50% of the work is done in ceremony, but 50% of the work is done once you go back home into your life. And that work requires regular maintenance. And so these Facebook Live sessions for you all joining on can be that maintenance. So welcome. Kevin, Debbie, hi. Marapika from New Zealand, welcome. Ross, Cashtown, Andrew Fillin, beautiful, from Florida. Bula, Kava Bar, Claudia saying yes. So that's North Carolina. Excellent. Andrew, what is it? Percentage AM. So that percentage is 5. So it must be 5 AM in Australia. Woohoo! Way to be on. Michelle Floor, hello. Martin Tiffold, hey, welcome. Sydney coming June 23rd. Cannot wait. Beautiful. Well, make sure that you introduce yourself to me and remind me that you've been on my Facebook Lives. Melanie, Martin, Debbie, it's amazing to have the support from like-minded and like-hearted people. Beautiful. And that's what this is here to give you. Nicholas, new, and need to hear what you have to say about diffusing. Beautiful. We have I'm just going to make a joke. We had a wonderful essential oil diffuser here, but I know we're talking about diffusing self-sabotage. Melanie, Maureen, Wendy, Gwen. Hello from Panama. Hey, Gwen. Helen, that's not our Helen, is it? No, Helena from Villarreal. Like just down the road here. Are you, is that where you're from, Helena? Awesome. Let's see, yeah. So welcome, and I think this topic seems to, for whatever reason, have brought us a few extra people than normal. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to Rythmia Facebook Live Friday Breathwork Edition. I'm your host, R. Christian Minson, the Breathwork Director here at Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. I've been here 1 year and 8 months, and in Rythmia years, that's about 6 years. And I am a certified transformational breath facilitator, senior trainer with the Transformational Breath Foundation for the last 12 years, former monk of 10 years, speaker, author, internet coach, and basically your catalyst for evolution and awakening. So welcome. Today's topic, diffusing self-sabotage. So that's it. Just say hi to a few more people. Cash Khan, right on. Welcome. Julie, Marcia, James, Elsie, Greg, Minneapolis. Excellent. So if I didn't mention you, welcome to all of you. Diffusing self-sabotage. We're really looking at why and how we sabotage ourselves, and then what we can really do about it. Yeah, I'll give you something to chew on, some things to work on. So, this topic is an important one because self-sabotage is one of the 5 big areas of integration in our lives. And definitely these areas of integration are, I learned these from my breathwork training, areas that breathwork is especially effective in. And that is birth trauma, authority issues, unconscious source urge, self-sabotage, and I always forget the 5th one. So I do talk about 5 major areas of integration in a former Facebook Live, so you can look that up if you want to know more about each of those. But today we're specifically focusing on self-sabotage. It's such a diabolical mechanism in our own psyche that it can just really divert us from the type of life we're meant to lead, which is one of fulfilling our deepest dreams and desires, of evolving into the pure light being that each of us are. I mentioned in the beginning about myself. I've traveled all over the world doing this breath work, sharing breath work with people in some pretty interesting places: Bulgaria, Moscow, Monaco, all over the United States, Canada. I've worked with people like Greg Braden and Anita Morjani and things like that, people of that caliber. And, I feel like my life is fairly together. Been here at Rythmia now, a premier retreat for life advancement in the world. And so, things are going pretty good. But it wasn't always that way. I grew up in a family that was really discounted the expression of emotion. Let's put it that way. And that was really, I learned that it wasn't good to express emotions, and I also learned how not to express them, or I didn't learn how to express them. And this, so this was reinforced throughout my life. This was essentially how I sabotaged myself. What that ended up looking like as it got deeper and deeper was that as I couldn't communicate my feelings, there was this certain sense of alienation. I felt a certain sense of worthlessness because I wasn't connected with people. That led me then to drink and smoke a lot of weed to mask the feelings, and to as I felt like a low life, I supported that feeling by doing these things that I felt like were worthy of a low life. The emotional stagnation caused my relationships to basically take downward spirals. As you can imagine, not being able to communicate your feelings and your needs is a major issue when it comes to harmonious relationships. So that was bad, and I just felt lost and purposeless. So that all these ways I was reinforcing myself as a, essentially self-sabotaging. And it wasn't until I really essentially hit rock bottom and went home one night and just, essentially proverbially fell on my knees and really had a heart-to-heart conversation with God and just said, if you're out there, I need some help. There's got to be some way out of this misery. And I'll never forget that moment, because there was this deep sense that there was this aquifer of peace running deep within me, this peace that I knew was mine, that I knew was mine at my core. And yet, as I realized this, I said, I got to figure out how to get there. And that led me on my spiritual quest, and the quest to really find the purpose of life, the meaning to my existence, some ways to get me balanced, which led me to meditation, which led me ultimately to becoming a monk, which then led me to breath work to help open up the emotional dimension of my being. And those were the latter steps that pulled me out of that pit of despair and got me back on track to being the happy, wholesome guy I am today. Right? Not without your occasional down days, but relatively on track. All right, and so this is what can be for you too. And so this is what we're going to talk about. Let's just check in. More people saying hi. I'm just going to say a blanket hi to everyone. Great topic. This topic is beneficial. I do want to mention that this topic comes to you courtesy of one of our listeners, Sudha Guru, and she requested this, and so I do want to say that I listened to your requests and want to give you information that you actually want to listen to, and maybe that's why I have a little bit higher numbers listening today than normal. So hello Michelle Dixon. How about that? Lana Svetlana, welcome. Man, we can't see the hole we're in just constantly. I can't shoot because my eyes aren't working today. I constantly theorize to motivate my actions one piece at a time. I found bliss in all things. Beautiful. Thank you. This is a powerful subject. And Mary Alice joined too. Beautiful. Welcome again. And this is an invitation as well to chat with me if you want to ask any questions along the way, if you have any input that reinforces any points that I'm making, or if you want to contest any points that I make. I'm not afraid to have a little debate here. Join in, and if you like what I'm saying, give me some likes or some hearts or whatever can float across the screen. So what is self-sabotage, really? Let's get into it. Self-sabotage happens on multiple